Hey everybody, I am going to do a week 11 overview and then I'm going to record a separate video talking about the 3 videos that you need to be watching this week. So let me share my page. Here we are, week 11, November 8th through November 14th. So this week we are starting the research unit and we got a head start. Last week we watched a couple of videos and discussed one of them. So this week we're going to finish up our discussions and finish the videos and get started with this first assignment of the research unit. So the point here is your main texts are, again, these videos, these TED Talks, similar to how we had main texts, video texts of TED Talks for the first 2 units, right? Or at least, no, for the first unit, we're back in the 3rd unit discussing some videos. So the first video is the Internet Making Us Stupid by Nicholas Carr. The second one is Connected But Alone by Sherry Turkle. And the last one is Why Privacy Matters by Glenn Greenwald. And I will talk a little bit more in my lecture about these presenters. The assignment itself is essentially just comprehension questions for each of the video, asking you, certain things about the video. So it's important that you pay attention and take some notes if you can while you're watching the videos. That will help you. It's also a good idea to have these and read these questions before you actually go into watching the videos, so you know what to look for and know how you can answer the questions that are being asked. That's just a strategy for learning the right way. So I will be posting other links and other the transcripts for each of these talks. I've done it for the first 2. I still need to do it for the Greenwald video. But here I have a direct link to the YouTube video. Sometimes the embedded video doesn't work. So there's the direct link as well as a transcript from the Nicholas Carr talk. Sherry Turkle, I have a link to the TED Talk webpage as well as their transcript, and I will do the same for Glenn Greenwald. So that's it for week 11. I will have resources available for you as I go through the lecture and I find some interesting things for you to examine as you watch these videos and think about the things that they are discussing. But that's pretty much it. If you have any questions about the assignment, please don't hesitate to email me. I will answer the questions as soon as I possibly can. All right, take care and have a good week, everyone. Bye. Hey everyone, so this is the week 11 lecture on the 3 videos that we are going to be watching, or that we already started watching. If you were not in class during week 10, we watched a couple of the videos and had some discussion on those, but I want to kind of do a recap and at least give you some context for the speakers that we are encountering in these videos. So the first one up is Nicholas Carr. So Nicholas Carr was in that video called Is the Internet Making Us Stupid? And that was a talk, not a talk, it was an interview that he gave with the Canadian journalist Steve Paikin on his show The Agenda for TV Ontario. So Carr is a writer. He's a nonfiction writer and he focuses primarily on technology, culture, and economics. The video was recorded in 2011 after he had written a book, published a book called The Shallows, What the Internet is Doing to Our Brains in 2010. That book was a New York Times bestseller, and it was a finalist for the Pulitzer Prize in nonfiction, general nonfiction. So the problem with this, not a problem, but the confusing thing is Carr also had published an article in 2008 called "Is Google Making Us Stupid?" in the Atlantic magazine. And you may have seen, if you had looked at the week 11 page previously, before I made changes, the video was mistakenly titled "Is Google Making Us Stupid?" But we don't want to get those two confused. One is an article and the other is an interview that was three years later after that article. So we are concerning ourselves with, is the internet making us stupid? By and recorded for the agenda. So yeah, Carr also he attended Ivy League schools. He got his bachelor's at Dartmouth, and he graduated with his master's, I think, in English from Harvard University. So he's a fairly well-educated guy. He's talented, recognized, and awarded, and can be considered a credible source. Our next person up is Sherry Turkle. And I'll just read from this thing from the TED Talk. She studies how technology is shaping our modern relationship with others, with ourselves, with it. So in what year was it? 2012, she recorded this TED Talk. She did this TED Talk presentation, Connected But Alone. And that was just coming on the heels of her book that she had published in 2011 called Alone Together, Why We Expect More from Technology and Less from Each Other. So let me go back to this blurb from TED Talk. So since her path, Breaking the Second Self, Computers and the Human Spirit, which was published in 1984, a psychologist and sociologist, Sherry Turkle, has been studying how technology changes not only what we do, but also whom we are. In 1995's Life on the Screen, Identity in the Age of the Internet, Turkle explored how the internet provided new possibilities for exploring identity. So she starts her talk by stating how excited she was about the potentials of the internet as far as forming who we are and exploring our identities. She takes a completely different direction in that book that she published in 2011 called Alone Together, Why We Expect More from Technology and Less from Each Other, where she argues that the social media that we encounter on a daily basis confronts us with moments of temptation. So we have kind of these illusions of companionship with the demands, without the demands of intimacy, and we often confuse postings and online sharing with authentic communication. And she argues that it's not authentic communication, that we are connected, yet we feel a deeper sense of loneliness because of this illusory relationship we have with social media and the internet. So she is described as the Margaret Mead of digital culture, and her work focuses on the world of social media, the digital workplace, and the rise of chatbots and sociable robots. Very interesting stuff. She has a PhD in sociology and is a licensed psychotherapist. And the PhD that she got is from Harvard University. So again, she's another well-educated person, just like Carr. So the third person we are concerning ourselves with is Glenn Greenwald and his video, Why Privacy Matters. So a little bit about Greenwald. If we look at the TED Talk website, it states that he's the journalist who's done the most to expose and explain the Edward Snowden files. So this video was done in October of 2014, right after he had published the book No Place to Hide, which is all about the Snowden files and the NSA and WikiLeaks and all that stuff, right? So let me click on this blurb here and why you should listen to him. As one of the first journalists privy to NSA whistleblower Edward Snowden's archives, Glenn Greenwald has a unique window into the inner workings of the NSA and Britain's GCHQ. A vocal advocate for civil liberties in the face of growing post-9/11 authoritarianism, Greenwald was a natural outlet for Snowden, who'd admired his combative writing style in Salon and elsewhere. Since his original Guardian exposés of Snowden's revelations, Pulitzer winner Greenwald continues to stoke public debate on surveillance and privacy, both in the media, on The Intercept, and with his new book, No Place to Hide. Again, this was back in 2014. He suggests that there are more shocking revelations to come. So the thing with Greenwald, he is not only a journalist, but he is also a lawyer. So he's very much concerned with how the government in this post 9/11 world, how the government is kind of impinging on our privacy, and it's a very interesting talk. So make sure that you pay attention to the talk and to the ideas that he's presenting there. Some very interesting stuff. And so with the TED website, they do have information on the speakers, and you can click on their personal profile. Sometimes stuff is there, but sometimes it isn't. But you can also look at their Twitter feed, links to their books, and The Intercept, which is I'm not even sure what The Intercept is, but we'll find out what it is. Probably a place where Greenwald writes for. So yeah, that is that as far as our speakers and the videos. We had some really good discussion on the first video, is the internet making us stupid? And I wish I could have encapsulated that. I didn't really take notes on it, but so, sadly, those of you who were not in class kind of missed out on that kind of interesting interaction that students had, that some were very much in agreement with Carr and others were not. So as you watch these videos, I want you to think about how you feel about the topics that are being presented and the arguments that they're making. I also want you to be aware of how the speaker is making the argument. Are they giving respectful nods and concession statements to acknowledge the opposition, the opposing point of view, or are they being a bit combative? And just think about how they are presenting themselves, how they are making use of rhetorical appeals. Are they using facts and figures, logos? Are they appealing to your emotions with pathos, or are they relying on their own credibility with ethos, right? So think of those things as you watch these videos. And as I said before, I really do encourage you to take notes, just because it helps you to make sense of what these people are arguing, and how you might relate to their argument. Do you agree with them or don't you agree with them? Because that's where we're going as we move forward in the unit. Okay, so if you have any questions, please email me and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.